has gotten so bad, y'all. It's so infuriating. It's immensely infuriating, and I'm sad that it's taken the rest of the world to catch up because I've already watched them die. Like, I wish I could have had a camera on me while I'm doing the CPR. I wish you could feel what it's like to do compressions with one hand. Anybody out there that knows what I'm talking about right now, you don't use two hands on a little child, you use one because two hands will be too much. You use one. And if they're really small, you use fingers. I'm Where are y'all? Where's the general public? I don't know what to do with this.
It's hard to put into words, and I'll just say my piece and then check in with Ryan if Godfrey wants to, and then go to the hands. This is why when people hear me on here on JQ Radio, this is what anyone knows me that's known me for a couple months knows that. I mean, the vaccines are number one for me, and that's not just mRNA. Anyone can go to my search bar and type in poison or vaccines, and you can get every single study you need to prove to you that all vaccines are poison. All of them. There's 400 people in here. I'll just rattle it off real quick in case they haven't heard it before. If you are having children, it's not medical advice, but I would never give them one vaccine in my life. I would homeschool them 6 million times over before I would give them a quote unquote vaccine. If you give them all 72 on the childhood schedule, you're giving them 13,000 micrograms of aluminum, you're giving them 600 micrograms of mercury, and over 200 chemicals, including formaldehyde, aborted fetal cells, all types of things that are going to get them allergic for the rest of their life and put on big pharma mafia medicine for their whole life. But this issue is, I hope people understand just how hard that the world got hit by this. Like it's something that I don't know personally. I really don't know if humanity can come back from this. It's going to take a while, but I mean, we're already at 25 million plus deaths worldwide, like me and Truth Teller have talked about. 700,000 in America. I'll link it up, the Dr. Thorpe study in a second. This was as of a couple years ago. And even if you don't take that on face value, just chop it in fucking half. That's 350,000, but it's around 700,000. Just call it 500,000. That's more than the Second World War. And not one person has been held accountable. Donald Trump is in the White House. Project Stargate, day one, $500 billion. Sam Altman, Larry Ellison for more mRNA, AI, quote unquote vaccines. So AI is going to make more quote unquote vaccines for you in 3 days. Deborah Birx, like I said, is getting promoted. And it's not going to happen because RFK is a complete fraud. He's already passed, like Godfrey said earlier, a new quote unquote vaccine for, and people that have never heard me before, I call them quote unquote because they're not. They call them gene therapy. I don't even like to call them that. They're gene altering. They alter your DNA. There's fragments inside of them that alter your DNA. The lipid nanoparticles that they put inside of mRNA needs to be banned, but lipid nanoparticles need to be banned as well. And they're also, and it sounds crazy, but they're linking you up to this system, the Internet of Bodies. There's a reason that they injected everyone with all this, and they said no one left behind. They injected what, like 80% of Americans plus, and all this stuff goes together with graphene. Crank up the 5G, and it might sound conspiratorial, but people can look into it. They can crank up the 5G, and they can make it. It's self-assembling technology. That's why you'll have people that'll have blood clots and they'll just die within fucking hours. Athletes, whoever it is, because especially when you're an athlete, you're turbocharging the blood clot basically. In your endothelium and your vascular system is, if you've been quote unquote vaccinated, it's just shrunk in your. It's hard. I don't know if the body can shred mRNA, and the lipid nanoparticles is the problem because that's what got it. That's what can get it all over the body. And they lied to you. This is what I'm trying to get across. And then I will be quiet, but it's so painful to me because my mom took it. Like I talk about all the time. My best friend, 31 years old, one Moderna shot. They say Moderna was 4 to 5 times stronger than Pfizer. One fucking shot, permanent tinnitus, rest of his life, boom, ringing in his ears his whole life. Other friend, 31 years old at the time, had to get it. He's a landscaper. Had to get it to see his grandparents in the fucking nursing home. 2 Pfizer shots, boom, AFib, pacemaker, rest of his life. couple of friends who were a girlfriend who was a nurse, 2 kids, boom, 2 miscarriages, first trimester. Like Naomi Wolf has pointed out, all the miscarriages have came in the first trimester from those. So even in the 25 million dead worldwide, the 700,000 dead in America, that's not counting the people that are now infertile. Another friend that I had a kid. It popped out. It was completely deformed. Another friend that I have, his brother just died like 3 months ago. 37 years old, just boom, died overnight in his sleep. And anyone that's watched Peter McCullough, your whatever, your cardiac system speeds up when you're asleep, and that's why a lot of these people pass away in their sleep. But I just hope, and it's hard for people to rationalize. I get it, but that's why there's nothing that Trump can do that will make me trust him when he's saying that it saved 10 million lives. He's got John Ratcliffe in there, who's a CIA fucking spook beyond belief, who's got, well, he's the head of the CIA, but he's just a horrible person. Susie Wiles, who's connected to Gavi and Bill Gates, and she's just a swamp creature of swamp creatures. All these people, fucking Marty McCarty and his plastic face. Marty fucking McCarty. You know that fucking faggot piece of shit? That fucking piece of shit scumbag? Nobody better fucking listen to him. And I don't mean to swear. I only do like Gerald Celente says when it's appropriate. But that fucking scumbag got asked like 2-3 months ago on Fox News by one of these fucking propagandists on Fox News. Hey, this was the question, and it's fucking insane. They said, "Hey, Marty, would you recommend that a 12-year-old girl get another vaccine, a quote unquote booster shot at this point? If they've had at this point, would you recommend it?" And he said, possibly. We don't have enough data. And you know what? I'm even joking a little bit. I'm embellishing it. You know what the real question was? There was the question for some reason was 12-year-old girls have had some 12-year-old girls have had 7 mRNA lipid nanoparticle SV40 promoting fucking quote unquote vaccines. And that was the question. If a 12-year-old girl has had 7 quote unquote vaccines, do you recommend they get more? And he said, we don't have enough data. We'll have to look into it. But as of now, yes, I would say so, to be better safe than sorry. 7, so an 8th fucking shot. And that's
Yeah,
why I can't trust these people. Go ahead, Harry.
we're really screwed. Like I my last shift, because right now I'm on a day off. Tomorrow I'll have my last day off. But my last shift, because typically I work a 48-hour shift. Sometimes I work 72, sometimes I work 80, 84, or 96. Because we can't hire enough paramedics. We don't have enough paramedics to hire anymore because most people have left the field. They're gone. They're dead or gone. Like sadly, I've lost more friends to suicide than I haven't lost anyone to COVID. I've lost 10 to suicide. Um,
And are those paramedics or fellow EMTs that have seen what you've seen and basically can't take it?
yeah, they're just dead. They've killed
See,
themselves.
that's so fucking outrageous, dude.
Well, it's true.
No, yeah,
My
no,
friends.
I'm not. Obviously, I'm not saying it. It's just so sickening that this isn't talked about.
Well, no one cares. Um, there's, most people don't care. That being said, we can't hire enough paramedics to come in and fill our slots, so we are working overtime times overtime. I'm on a day off right now because I chose to take a day off because they literally said, "Hey Harry, can you work today?" And I was like, "No, fuck it, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not working. I've already worked too much. I'm done." Um, that's what I have to do in my job. While my job is literally watching my account and seeing if I'm being bad, but they're still asking me to work all the overtime. That's the world we live in right now.
That's what's criminal. That's just
So,
crazy. Go ahead, Godfrey, and then if you want
yeah,
to check in with
just
Ryan. And sorry
wanting
for
to.
hogging the mic, Godfrey. Sorry, I just
No problem,
shit's so
man. No, this
aggravating.
is something that we have to discuss because it's so personal
And I gotta
to
hit the
all of
bathroom. I'll be
us.
back in a few minutes. If and Ryan, if you want to check in after, I'd love to hear your input.
So,
And thank you, Harry, so much, man. Thank you for
okay,
sharing that.
okay.
No
So,
worries. I mean, it's true. It's what I live. This is my life. So it sucks.
So I just wanted to comment on what you were saying, Harry, and just like the on the ground stories, like what you're witnessing, and just the horrors of the vaccine. And you know, a lot of us voted for Trump, including myself, because we thought he was going to right the ship here. And I was naive enough at the time to believe in the warp speed narrative that he was under siege